subscribe to my channel. Thanks, love you.
Problematic is, and Lucy, I'm sorry for this. When I started in sports radio, one of our initial influences, the people who created this radio show, was that in South Florida, there was a Neil Rogers on the sports station, and he was making fun of the sports station and what the sports station was doing. And at the time, it was because it's the only other time in South Florida sports history that we've had in front of us what we presently have. Back then, it was Dan Marino and Jimmy Johnson. So it became a bit that anytime you turned on your radio, all you heard was Jimmy and Danny and Danny and Jimmy and Jimmy and Danny. And now it's Jimmy and Riley and Jimmy and Riley and Jimmy and Jimmy and Riley. And it's because nothing like this has been in this town before. And the thing that I wanted to ask, because I've got attention, I know Greg Cody has a ton of opinions. I know this show has a ton of opinions. There hasn't been anything like this in South Florida where the power of Pat Riley butts heads with Shaq, and Shaq loses, and Shaq's like, security is here, and Shaq, you leave. Like, we're not doing it your way, Shaq. Get out of here. If you don't want to try and practice, you can go. Wade at the end. The things that Gilbert Arenas is criticizing. Hey, Riley shouldn't be in charge there because Riley thinks he's in charge because Riley's always been in charge. But now, what's right in front of you, I'm sure Greg Cody has a million opinions on. I am sure that Jeremy right now is gathering a roundtable of millions of people to put on somewhere on this show, Jimmy and Riley and Jimmy and Riley and Jimmy. The thing I wanted to ask the group before we get to Greg Cody's Thursday takes that he wanted to give Tuesday, that he wanted to give 5 days ago, but he's been too sick to do it. We've got a South Beach session today coming out with Pat Riley. But it was done 6 weeks ago.
Huh.
Good timing. The least timely South Beach sessions in history.
Or perhaps the most timely.
Yeah. Except you don't, unless you are particularly prescient with your questions, you don't ask Pat Riley about the one thing that people would want him to talk about. But I bet it's a great SBS.
But
don't get me wrong.
Pat Riley usually takes any opportunity in front of a microphone to say something that you can take out of context.
That's true. That is true.
So, do you think, and let me get out in front of this and say shame on you if you try to take any of this interview out of context, especially to get extra eyes on this great episode that we are presently promoting on the lower third with a graphic on DKN saying Pat Riley joining us on South Beach Sessions. So
I'm worried about all of this. I've been talking. There's a new producer to South Beach Sessions for a while now. He's done a great job with it. Matthew Kugler. He doesn't want anybody to see him. He's got a big forehead.
It's true.
And he could be in a barbershop quartet, but he's one of the rare producers around here, and we do not make many of them in many years who don't want to be on camera, don't want to be at a microphone. Like, we don't make that kind of producer. I don't even recognize that kind of producer.
I don't know they existed.
I don't know what that is. And so, but all he wants to do is like, no, let's make South Beach Sessions more intimate. And here, this is the part I actually want to put in front of the group in a serious way, in a humanizing way, because I'm a bit embarrassed by my flopping around this week on, I really like and admire these people. And I would say in the history of my career here in South Florida, there have only been 3 people who have really shown me what it looks like at the inside of sports excellence. Like, really shown me as a curious sports reporter, oh, that's what it takes. That's what it takes. It's Ricky Williams. It's Pat Riley. And it's Jimmy Johnson.
So not David Sampson.
Not David Sampson. No, not David Sampson. David Sampson is someone who could build a stadium in South Florida where no one can do business and not have a cost overrun and not have a delay in South Florida with all our development problems because he is a business beast. But no is the answer to your question. Consistent sports excellence is not something I got from him. I got it from Jimmy Johnson, I got it from Ricky Williams, and I got it from Pat Riley, showing me the innards of things. And so I trust those people because I know you got to understand this part. This part is that world is more competitive than anyone listening to this can possibly understand about how hard it is to compete with other people over money. And you've got to be more willful than competitionaholics about how you get it more money. And so when it comes to criticizing Pat Riley, even though the standings do it for us, like, I just don't want to pile on with criticism that to me just seems obvious.
And are you saying within this interview there's the opportunity to pile on by taking something out of context to help further our own agenda?
I wanted to do this interview. It's something that might be the last interview I do with Pat Riley. That's what I'm trying to do with South Beach Sessions.
See, you're doing it for the internet. We have just killed Pat Riley.
Yeah.